Dear colleagues from South Asia Nitrogen Hub, Professor Mark Sutton, Director of the South Asia Nitrogen Hub, Professor Roger, Co-Chair of the meeting, representatives from SACEP member countries, project partners, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. On behalf of South Asia Co-operative Environment Program, I warmly welcome all of you to the first Regional Nitrogen Policy meeting jointly organized by SACEP and INMS-South Asia Nitrogen Hub. I would like to thank you all for your active participation at this very important meeting. As you know, our initial plan was to conduct this meeting during March 2020 in Sri Lanka, but due to coronavirus pandemic, it was postponed, and now I am very happy that it is happened. SACEP as an intergovernmental organization is mandated by its member countries to implement a number of activities in relation to various environmental issues in the South Asia region. One of the most important areas that we are working on is nutrients pollution, which is an emerging challenge to environment. We all are aware that nutrients are essential for healthy plant and animal populations and provide a range of benefits, including increased food production for a growing population. Too many nutrients, however, are not necessarily a good thing and can have adverse effects on water quality, drinking water sources, recreation, and aquatic life. Elevated concentrations of nitrogen and phosphorus in streams, lakes, and estuaries can cause excessive growth of algae and other nuisance plants, a condition known as eutrophication. Not only this, nitrogen also damages ecosystems through acidification of soils and seas. As nitrogen changes its form and can be found in the air, water, and soils like nitrogen dioxide from cars, it can create ground-level ozone and then change it to nitric acid, which enters the soil and leach into the groundwater. UNF4 resolution titled Sustainable Nitrogen Management recognizes the multiple pollution threats resulting from anthropogenic reactive nitrogen. It has adverse effects on the terrestrial, freshwater, and marine environment, and contributing to air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions, and highlights ways to better manage nitrogen. Resolution supports exploring options for better management of the global nitrogen cycle to achieve the SDGs, including through the sharing of assessment methodologies, relevant best practices and guidance documents, and emerging technologies for recovery and recycling of nitrogen and other such nutrients. Resolution acknowledged that current policies related to reactive nitrogen in many countries are fragmented and incoherent, resulting in unquantified trade-offs between different forms of nitrogen pollution and contributing to barriers to the adoption of policies for cleaner water, cleaner air, climate mitigation and adaptation, and biodiversity protection. The resolution therefore calls for a coherent approach towards sustainable nitrogen management. Colombo Declaration also calls upon countries to develop and implement comprehensive policies on sustainable nitrogen management, develop national roadmaps for sustainable nitrogen management with an ambition to have nitrogen waste by 2030, and to conduct comprehensive assessments on quantitative and qualitative nitrogen cycling, covering scientific aspects, policy, regulation, and implementation. To address nutrient pollution in South Asia, South Asia Nitrogen Hub is established under the Global Challenge Research Fund with the support from South Asia Cooperative Environment Program and its member countries. SACEP Secretariat is a partnering organization for South Asia Nitrogen Hub, working with its member countries and other partners under South Asia Nitrogen Hub to develop a framework policy on nitrogen management for South Asia region in order to regulate nitrogen at the national level through intergovernmental coordination mechanism. South Asia Nitrogen Hub, the South Asia Nitrogen Hub is an ideal forum in developing science-based policy tools. Under the South Asia Nitrogen Hub, around 50 organizations and research institutions from across the UK and South Asia have been connected together to help tackle the problem of nitrogen pollution and overcome the challenges it poses to the environment, food security, human health, and economic stability in South Asia. For the next 5 years, South Asia Nitrogen Hub will study the impacts of the different forms of pollution to form a coherent picture of the nitrogen cycle. In particular, it will look at nitrogen in agriculture in 8 countries, namely Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. The final outcome would be the South Asia Framework Policy on Nitrogen Management. Under this platform, this first sub-regional meeting is organized in order to understand and analyze the various perspectives of SACEP regions on nitrogen management. This sub-regional meeting is an inception meeting and will be followed by a series of other consultative meetings and workshops which will help us in understanding the problem and developing our future policy for common benefits of the region. A roadmap is developed on how to formulate a science-based policy. In this regard, we are looking for your cordial support and contributions to make it a reality. All member countries are requested to mobilize human, financial, and technical resources for this purpose. At the end, I would like to once again thank you all for joining this meeting and the South Asia Nitrogen Hub Secretariat, as well as South Asia Nitrogen Hub RP leads and members for their technical support. I wish you a very fruitful deliberation during this meeting. Thank you very much.